It sounds alright.
The Happy Fits are a new and upcoming alternative rock band. This is a story of where they came from and where they're going. Kevin and Ross first met their freshman year of high school.
Freshman year we had Latin class together, and we didn't really talk to each other pretty much until junior year, and then I forget who initiated the conversation, but I knew he played cello and he knew I played guitar, and one of us reached out to the other, and we were just on Facebook, and we were just like, hey, what kind of music do you like, you know? And that's just what started our conversation, and then we got to this point where we started talking about this movie that we were both really excited about called Inside Llewyn Davis, and we both wanted to watch that. So then he came over initially to watch that, but then he brought his cello too, and then we never ended up watching the movie. I've still never seen it to this day, but that was like the first time where we sat down and started talking about music that we liked, and it was really similar. And then we started doing a lot of covers together in our junior year. And then pretty much we like posted, I think we posted one video or we did a live show or something like that, and we really didn't like the covers. We like looked back on them and we were like, this kind of sucks. So we stopped for a while, and then senior year, towards the end of the year again, we got back in contact, and then I invited him over here again, and then I showed him just like one guitar piece that I had written. That was it, like no lyrics or anything like that, just a guitar piece that I thought was pretty. And then he listened to it and he was like, okay, cool, see you later. And then he came back the next day and he had a full song written for it. And I was like, alright, well that was kind of cool. So I showed him more stuff that I'd written, and then he showed me a lot of the stuff that he'd written, and then that's kind of how we worked together and made that first EP.
They didn't meet Luke until much later, when they were desperate for a drummer.
At first we tried to just do it like this kind of duo act where we'd, Calvin had like a snare set up and he'd hit the snare with his bow and he's playing, and then I had a little drum kick and a little tambourine at my foot, and we tried to do that, but it really wasn't working with most of the songs. We started looking for drummers, and there was this one guy that Calvin was good friends with, and we called him, and he was originally going to come in to the studio and record with us, and then I think like a week or something before that, or maybe a couple of days before that, he reached out to us and he said, I can't make it this day. So I asked my brother if he knew any drummers, and one of his best friends was Luke, and he was like, this kid's a great drummer, why don't you try it out? So we invited him the day before we went into the studio, or the night before. It was probably like we got like 2 hours in where we just tried to show him all the music and come up with drum beats, and then he did it. So we spent the whole day in the studio kind of working with him, and it felt right, I guess. I don't know. His drumming like really fit our vibe and everything that we had in our head, so it like came out really well. And then we just kind of stuck together, the three of us, and yeah, that's kind of how we all became a band.
So this is our drummer Luke. This guy, that's
That guy right there.
He's quiet.
To me, when I was, I think, my first semester of sophomore year, and he basically said, my brother told me you were a really good drummer, and you know, I had seen Ross like a couple times like in that month and come back, and I was with a successful musician, solo artist from my school, but and had gone on tour, so I think that was some enticing things, but I think his brother Kyle Monteith really pushed him because they were looking for a new drummer, or like looking for a permanent one, and Kyle was like, you should go with this guy and see how it works. He contacted me, and then he was like, do you want to come in and do session work for our album? And that was it. And then from there it just became what it is now.
The Happy Fits have many different influences from many different genres. Each one of the members brought something different to the table.
Like music, it's like there's just so many different flavors, and it's like you could just crave steak all the time, but like for me, I wanna like experience all the different flavors that the world has to offer. I don't want to be stuck eating one thing. Sometimes you crave a different type of food, you know? Sometimes you want sweet, sometimes you want savory, sometimes you want salty, and there's so much different music.
To start a band, not just me really loving the album, was I think OK Computer by Radiohead was a gigantic one. That really got me like, whoa, you know, music makes you feel things. And that was a good one. Led Zeppelin's first album was huge for drums. That was what like really wanted me to start drumming. And that's a really difficult album to start trying to drum off of.
Dad mainly kind of got me into music to start off with. I mean, he played all like the classic rock music and like a lot of British rock music, which I kind of loved a lot. And yeah, and then when I kind of got older, I started following along with what my brother liked, and just whatever he listened to, I would listen to, and it started to become like a lot of like this like kind of acoustic, like softer music, and then kind of like a mix between. So I guess when I was younger, I started with like a lot of just like rock music, and then it slowly progressed into more acoustic music.
I was brought up by two non-musicians, but my dad's dad was a classical musician, and he got a violin scholarship to the University of Miami. And he was an amateur, but he wanted us to be professionals. I started piano around first grade, and then in third grade I started cello, and I played all throughout K through 12, and then after my first year of college, I decided I would drop out and do rock star.
Most alternative bands do not have a cello as their main instrument. This gives the Happy Fits a very unique and fresh sound.
So because of this kid, always playing drop D now, and it's the most obnoxious thing ever. But you know, it's like it works better with the cello, so I've kind of had to adapt like that. So I guess that, yeah, I don't know. We definitely experiment with like sounds and stuff. It's mainly Calvin that pushes us to try things that are kind of out of line with like regular music. I guess I don't know. Like sometimes you definitely we're definitely like, all right, Calvin, you gotta calm down. Like this is kind of too much.
I asked the Happy Fits what they thought was the most appealing thing about their sound. Since I didn't get a straight answer, here's what they said.
We have a cello as a bass player. That's it.
I mean, but to be fair, like
That's
a lot
it.
Of,
There's no other thing.
No, dude,
That's
but like a lot of people don't even know we have a cello when they're
They
listening.
don't
to
even
the
know what
recording,
instrument it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
I don't know. They see 3 kids who are having a fun time.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's it.
I think. Well, like the reason I joined the band was I listened to playing the songs like and from you guys and hearing it out, and it's so catchy. It's really just like Calvin Ross writes genius melodies, and I feel like that's the primary instrument in most of the songs because everything else is pretty. You hear Too Late, you hear Drink and this stuff, and the instruments aren't super technical. They're not crazy. They support the melody, and I think that's one of the biggest things. Is people really like that. I also think they like the variety. There's a lot of different types of. We still have the same Happy Fits sound, but it's like we pull from different influences, and there are different types of styles.
Well, pulling from all those different influences paid off. The Happy Fits' most popular song, While You Fade Away, was featured on a Fresh Finds playlist on Spotify.
When our manager found us, he had found us randomly on Spotify by mistyping a playlist, and then listened to us and loved it and sent it to. He wasn't even working for us, but he sent it to an intern at Spotify, and that guy pushed it and got us on a playlist and really got.
it was the Fresh Finds playlist, which is kind of like. It's like one of the biggest playlists for people to go to just find new music, and we were right on there for I think they put like, I don't know, 20, 30 songs or something on that, so people just kind of go to that, like whatever kind of music taste they listen to, they just kind of go to this Fresh Finds playlist and hit play and start listening to it, so that's how a lot of people found our music, and then
That playlist
Yeah.
alone basically got us, and there was a German playlist, but that was like at a point we were like at 120,000 listens a month.
This led it to being used in a hit soap opera show from England.
My aunt who lives in Scotland just like messaged my mom on Facebook.
She was all like,
"Oi, yeah."
I heard your boy's bad.
So yeah, she messaged us with a video, and we thought it was kind of fake at first because
It was so badly
It was-
used.
Yeah.
I mean,
They cut it up.
A lot of
This soap opera has been around for like 50 years, and it literally was like, I was like, did someone just like put?
Yeah.
They
I
like
think
recorded it and then just put the music up to a microphone and put it like right. It was really
Yeah,
weird.
but I don't know. It was pretty cool though.
It was
'cause,
awesome.
Yeah.
It was just so funny that
Yeah.
like I was like, really? They used it for that? Okay.
We actually were on 2 other British shows, Emmerdale and Coronation Street,
Yeah.
and those were played. Those episodes, because there's so many episodes a season, they were played around like 50 times.
It's kind of funny though.
It's cool.
That it's just like, oh man, we had no idea too.
The Happy Fits say thanks to social media and the internet, they have gained popularity in all different parts of the world.
Here we were very lucky that it happened to us because that doesn't happen to really anyone. Most of the time, it's a very finite amount of people who get like they release an EP in the first week and they don't have any promotion or anything in the first week. It gets on Fresh Finds and those huge
We were very
playlists.
lucky.
That was the kind of thing where I had kids at my school and this solo artist was like literally grilling into me like, how did he get that? Like people, even record labels are trying to find out how do you get on some of these curator playlists because
No one knows the curators.
yeah,
But they literally run the music industry.
because Spotify is the biggest right now.
No one knows who they are.
I think, you know, social media allows people to just kind of like communicate a lot faster. So like, one person, just a random guy could listen to our music, like it a lot, and be like, message 10 of his friends saying, hey, you know, check out this band. And then we started noticing that after the Spotify thing happened, we started getting messages from people who'd be like, hey, my friends, like I'm from Florida, my friends showed me your music, like this is awesome, like just wanted to reach out saying this is great, like looking forward to more stuff. And then there's people even in like Germany, was a huge place where people are reaching out to us from. There a lot of people were friends with each other that were messaging us, and they're kind of spreading it around their group. And I don't know, it was really cool to see.
There was a point where we had like 60,000 monthly listeners just from Germany, just
Yeah.
because, and that's absolutely insane.
They all just kind of spread it there.
The Happy Fits have had a lot of prosperity in a short amount of time, but it didn't come without any sacrifices. I can only imagine the reaction of Calvin's parents when he told them that he was dropping out of school.
They actually were very reluctant letting me go this path. I kind of told them that, like, it's my decision. It's like, it's my life. I have to do what I want to do. So when I told them I was leaving school, they weren't too happy about it. So I was just asked Ross. I was like, hey Ross, like all the band equipment's at your house, and it's like, I don't like being in that kind of environment where it's like Debbie Downer 24/7. I just like live with you. And he was like, yeah.
Luke and Ross also had to leave for the band. It wasn't only their education that was affected by the band. Relationships and family were too.
There's a lot of times I couldn't see my sister or brother, and they live out of the home, and they would come home, and I wouldn't be able to see them because I'd be going off, or even my girlfriend or whatever. So with, you know, doing the music, if you want to pursue it full time, you kind of have to give up your social life a little and everything else.
Dating a girl in college, but she was really understanding, and I left. So I guess I couldn't be with her as much as I wanted to, and I couldn't be with my friends as much as I wanted to. Sacrificing is that college experience that a lot of people say is like the best years of your life, but you know, I feel like this is something that a lot of people don't get to do, so it's like a whole different experience for me, and it's like definitely worth it.
I think that every time now that we're playing, we see people, you know, we went to Pennsylvania recently and played there, and a band played before us, and, you know, everyone was having their drinks and everyone was doing everything, and then as we started playing Progress, you know, usually I'm lucky enough to be behind the drums and I can just look down and shake my hair around and it looks like I'm doing something, but I'm really not. And then I look up and it's like everyone is looking at us.
Really?
Everybody's there. Some of the songs people will be talking in the other bands and everything, and it's like now there was like you could hear the attention almost, or like the eyes, you could feel it. And I think that that's been happening more and more as we've been getting tighter and tighter and more confident with ourselves, that people really feel this feel-good vibe, and even musicians have come up to us and just like they're like, your shows are not only like you guys have good music, but your shows are fun. Like you provoke people to have like a good time and let loose.
We're gonna make you sing for this first one because that's what we make our people do when they come to our concerts. You guys ready to sing again? Okay, this next one we're gonna start really slow and then we're gonna speed up and we're gonna go as fast as you guys want to go. So just clap along to the bass drum and find a comfortable speed for you guys. You guys have to sing along to this one too, I'm sorry. Just repeat after me. Let it grow back, let it grow back. Let it grow back, let it grow back. One more time for me. Let it grow back, let it grow back. Grow back, let it grow back. Let it grow back, let it grow back. Let it out of the dark. Let it out of the dark. Let it out of the dark to tell who's what it's gonna be. Teaching walls and a shot it's hard and it's not too crazy. If you keep moving, you let it back. Time is coming to your way. If you feel good, tell it the truth. And God is coming to you. Now we're finished again.
And I think that's something that might be a little infectious. And it's not, it's something that I've almost been put into my head a little bit too many times, and I didn't want to accept because I don't want to believe that, you know, we were this lucky to, I was this lucky to find two guys just from my high school, and this all just worked out. And if it works out this way, that's crazy. But I do think we were going to move forward.
I think it's, I don't know, it's been really, we felt really lucky, just, and it's kind of surreal, like, the more shows we have been playing, the more we notice people coming out to see us, even when we don't know they're there to see us. Usually we'll just think, like, oh, they're here to see, like, one of the other bands we're playing with, and it's just, like, the craziest thing to see that they came out here because they heard about our music from, like, their friends and stuff, and,
Gives
you know,
us hope.
it gives us a lot of hope that we'll continue to move forward. I mean, but like Calvin said, we can't predict the future. We can only hope, you know. So
I think that's the biggest thing, is that we just get support from our fans. And
Yeah.
that's really what's
Yeah.
made me more confident in what we're doing. But a lot of people come up to us after, and it seems like they're just so passionate about it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
a
like they're
really
more
incredible
passionate
feeling.
about it than I am sometimes.
yeah.
That's
No, there's been some fans that have done like so much for us that even we wouldn't ask anyone to do, like, I don't know. It's like
Anything.
It's like people. It just
You don't even
come
have
up
to come
us
to our
and
shows.
They'll have like artwork. They'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
I sent like my music to, or your music to all of my friends, like everyone I know. It's like unbelievable. I don't know. Some people are just.
I don't
like,
do that. I like a band, and I'm like, they're really good. Maybe I'll show
Yeah.
two people. And these people are like, I sent an email blast out to my family too, like my
Yeah.
great grandmother, and
It's
like,
crazy, yeah.
I also made artwork and then put flyers up in my college, and it's like, why? Really? Us?
It's cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a great feeling. So that's why it's the morale and the support from everyone, you know, everybody that I think gets us to keep motivated and have that feeling of, yeah, we're moving forward.
Thank you so much.
Daytime, you know what you've done. Just move along. Look past the things that you've won. Just move along. Don't stop it all. Don't stop it all. Don't stop it all for the world. And I will come down from the fire.
I should have done that.
Too
again.
aimless
That's
to
the
see
Chick-fil-A
you
chicken.
whenever
I think that's just
alive.
the chicken.
And all of the blame in the world. Won't stop it all. Won't stop it all.
No, that's like a.
Won't stop it all for the world. Yeah, through the light of the day, don't ever stay.
On a holy French fries,
all your worries
covered in
away. Don't
with-
ever stay. Don't stop it all. Don't stop it all. Don't stop it all for the world.
What?
I don't know.